Hello, people. I decided to make a little video about my editing process using VSCO film and Lightroom 5. I always wish there was something like this online when I first started out, so here we go. I'm going to show you what my process is. This is a photo of my friend Steph that I took a while back. It's really dark. I shot it at ISO 1600, f2.2. It was actually even darker than that when I took the image, um, but I wanted to use an image that I could really manipulate in Lightroom to show you just the power of Lightroom and the VSCO film filters, which are awesome. So over here, when I first start out, I usually just come over to the presets, and my favorite VSCO film packs are 01, 02, and 06. 06 is awesome. It's their latest one. But lately I've been using VSCO Film 02, so I think that's what I'm going to go with right now. Some of my favorite filters here are the Superior 400s, 800s, and 1600s. I've been using 1600s a lot, so I think we're going to go with Fuji Superior 1600 Plus for this image. So I'm going to click on that, apply the filter, and boom, you can see the difference already. Then I usually come over here to the develop panels, and first off I'll take away the grain. I'll add grain sometimes afterwards, but starting out I like to take it away just so the image is nice and clear to work with. And then usually I'll enable profile corrections, which is a really cool tool. It takes away any vignetting and any distortion in the image with wide angle lenses like the 35mm that I was using. The Sigma 35 1.4, it's awesome lens, by the way. It'll take away the distortion, so it flattens it out and it looks like a regular image. You can come back and add in any vignetting later in the post-crop vignetting tool, but I think I like it without it. Next, I usually come back up to the basic panel. If the image is dark like this, I'll up the exposure to brighten up the image to around there. It's a little cool. I'd like to warm it up, so I'll use the temperature slider and bring it up, warm it up quite a bit. Obviously that makes Steph's face look ridiculously orange. There are some VSCO presets and filters that can take away that orange if you just apply the filter, but I like coming down here under the HSL, the Hue, Saturation, and Luminance tab, and doing it myself. So I'll use the saturation and come over here to orange and bring the oranges down because that's mostly the color in her face, and maybe bring the reds down a little bit too, and she's already looking a lot more natural now. There we go. And I think I'm going to up the yellows a bit just to make her dreads pop a little bit more. Just like that. Then I'll come back up to the basic panel and I'll add some clarity. If Steph was a little bit closer, if I was closer to her and took the image, I probably wouldn't use very much clarity, but since she's farther away, I find it's okay. When she's closer up, she looks way too over. She would look way too over sharpened if I up the clarity too much. Then I usually like come down here and add some more sharpening. I usually just post online, so I like my images nice and sharp. I'm gonna add a little bit more warmth. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna bring back down. I'll bring up the shadows a little bit just to brighten up her face and her clothes, and maybe bring those highlights back down just a tad. Maybe bring the blacks down and a little bit more contrast. I like my images to be nice and contrasty. I don't even know if that's a word, but we'll use it. Next, I usually zoom in a little bit and check out the face. I'm gonna brighten her eyes a little bit. A lot of people use the adjustment brush to do the eye brightening, but my photographer friend showed me the radial filter, and it's pretty cool. You click on the radial filter and come over here with the plus sign and start right in the middle of wherever you want the filter to be, and you just click and hold and drag the circle around her eye, and then come over here and up the exposure a little bit. I don't want to overdo it. A lot of photographers, when they first start out, kind of overdo the editing on the eyes, and you don't want to do that too much because you still want it to look natural, right? So here we go, and up that a little bit. There we go. Her eyes are striking anyway, so you don't really need to do too much. And that looks cool. And I'll show you how the spot removal tool works. Normally I wouldn't do anything on this image because she has a couple moles on her face and stuff that are just completely natural, but just for the sake of showing you, I'll use the spot removal tool. So you just click on it and come over, and any little blemish you can click, and Lightroom automatically picks another spot on her face to replace the blemish. And it usually works pretty well. It's pretty accurate. Once in a while, like right there, it picks a spot where it won't work, but then you can just click and hold and drag around until you find a spot that works a little bit better. So that's all right. That looks cool. So down there, I'll zoom back out, and that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna brighten up her mittens a bit because they're a cool color. There we go. Come over here with the adjustment brush, that is. And then I'll up the exposure a bit just to make them pop a little bit more. Maybe bring out the saturation a bit. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'll show you the difference here, the before and the after. So that's the original raw file, which is almost unusable, and with Lightroom you can just take a photo that you might not necessarily use and make it a really nice image. I kind of like those skies back there. I might try to bring those back really quick, or just see if I can anyway. So I'll go into the adjustment brush, and I'll come over here and click on show selected mask overlay. So if you click that, all that does is show where you're using the adjustment brush. So I'm just going to try to bring the skies back with the adjustment brush a little bit. This is a little bit tedious sometimes, and normally I'd be a little more anal about it, but just for the sake of showing you guys, I'll be quick. And there we go. I'd come around closer to her and be a lot more precise normally. Then I'll click off the mask overlay and come over here and just bring the exposure down to see if that's something that I would want to do, and maybe the highlights a bit too. So yeah, I could fill that in and make it look okay, but I actually think I like how it I like it without it. Yeah, it's definitely going to be better even if I was to edit a bit more. So I'm going to keep that off, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I would do for that image. So there's the before again, and the after. So that's it. Like, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, or want to comment, go ahead, or message me on Facebook or Tumblr or Instagram. I'll leave all my links down there, and hopefully this helps some people out. And if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know and I'll write back as fast as I can. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.